it's Monday again. Mike and I are down here at the shed. Actually, Mike just left to run down to the hardware store, which is a couple blocks away, to pick up a power cord with a grounded connector on it that we can use to provide power into the pinball machine. And then we will get busy wiring this machine. So let me flip the camera around and show you what we're up to today. So you can see here I've already temporarily stuck the control board up onto the backbox board. I have the relay board here, which is going to get mounted right in this space here. And then we have the power board, which is going to get mounted in this space right here. And then we're going to start wiring underneath the play field. Let me run into the other room and I'll show you what we're going to use there. So here is the guts of the old electronics from that machine, and we need to salvage this one transformer, move it into the back box and wire it up to the incoming AC, and then wire the 50 volt DC out of that up to that circuit board so we can use it to power the new system. So we'll be in here removing this from that board and mounting it back in the bottom of the play field. Okay, I have these temporarily mounted up there, just a couple of screws in each to hold it in place so we can get the wiring, cut the length and stuff, and we'll be doing that later on. I'm going to have to pull the control board out and take it back home with me, so I don't want to do anything too permanently back here because I'm going to have to be disconnecting it. But we've pulled the play field back out of here, and you can see the little screw notches where the old electronics board, the one I just showed you in the other room, used to mount. We're going to cut another board out of this little piece of old shelving here to fit down in there and screw that down to make a mounting surface to mount our transformer, fuses, and outlet box on. So we're going to take that out and cut it to size, bring it back in here and mount it in, and then we'll bring you back about that time. Okay, Mike has cut a board and bolted it down in here. While he was doing that, I cleaned up the old transformer, got all the old wires off of it. It's ready to mount in here. We haven't quite figured out where everything's going to go yet, but we're going to have an outlet box in here somewhere. Power cord's going to come in from the back, go into that outlet box. And the outlet will always be hot as long as the plug is plugged in. And then from that, we'll have a cord that comes down and goes to the switch, which we need to find and mount in there. And then back to the fuse transformer, and then the output of the transformer will run up to the back box. So we will get that set up in a bit. So we've finished doing the AC wiring except for buttoning it all up and wiring it, or bolting it all down. But you can see that tan extension cord comes in from the back, or power cord comes in from the back, and it runs right up to this power outlet. So this is just a standard 3-prong power outlet. And then from there, we take the hot wire and we run over to this switch where we switch it to a switched hot, bring it back here, join it to this wire. I'm lying. We bring it back here, take it down to this fuse terminal, and that powers the power to these two units. And then we take the neutral off of here, bring it to here, and bring those two neutrals out there. And then we still have our safety grounds to hook up, but they're a little short, so we're going to push them all back into the box, bolt the transformer and the power supply down, and then we'll hook up those ground wires. And then the AC side of the wiring for this chassis will be re-accomplished. Okay, we've buttoned everything up, cleaned it up, put a couple of cable harness ties down so that the wires don't move around too much. And Unfortunately, we're at a quitting point for today. When we first started this, we figured we're working about 4 hours tonight. We'll put about an hour into this and then spend the other 3 hours on the back. Well, that was 3.5 hours ago. And while we did get the boards mounted in the back, it took a lot longer to get this wired up than we had imagined it would, but that's the way building stuff like this goes. Anyway, everything is nice and bolted down, safety grounded. There will be off of this terminal and this terminal, the 50 volts AC will come off, and there'll be a fuse mounted right in here to fuse that 50 volt supply. And then the 5 volts comes off here, and there'll be a fuse right here to fuse that 5 volt supply, and then it'll all go up into the back box where the 50 volts will come to this terminal block right here, and this will distribute it out to all of these relay drivers and stuff back here. And the 5 volts will come directly into this terminal block via several 2-wire connectors that will also help distribute it out to other places like the amplifier boards and things like that that need 5 volts to them. So anyway, it's a work in progress, but it's actually looking really, really good. Can't wait till next week.